You all good? Call the meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Leet, Commissioner Velarde,
Yep.
Vice Chair Long,
Here.
President Gannett,
Here.
Commissioner Kepler,
Here.
all in attendance.
We have no announcements. Is there any public comment? Anybody online? Okay. Then I'll make a motion that we open the hearing for the 2026 amended budget.
Second.
Discussion? Public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
That you, Leah?
Pursuant to the First Class Township Code, tonight we have a meeting. The incoming board, as they are permitted to do, opted and voted to open the budget that was passed at the end of 2025. I understand, although not involved, that there were meetings open to the public to discuss the budget and to discuss any changes that were being made. It's also my understanding that the proposed budget has been duly advertised in accordance with the First Class Township Code, and that it is open now for any public discussion. And after that, then to close the hearing and the board to take the action it desires.
Thank you. Does the board have anything?
So I noticed between the last budget meeting that we had where we, as a board, agreed to everything that was in there, there was something that was taken out, the emergency management stipend
Yes,
was
that's
taken
right.
out.
And yes, and I owe you apology, everybody, an apology. I took out the emergency management stipend as I believed to increase compensation. We would have to have a meeting, but in retrospect, I should have included the entire board on that decision. So I apologize and happy to discuss it, but
So how does that get rectified then? Because it was taken out by you and not by the board. And it was agreed upon by the board while it was in there. So how does this get rectified?
well, there's a couple ways I guess it could get rectified. We could put it in there. Although even though it goes in there doesn't mean we approved it. It is compensation and it has to come before the board to be approved as compensation before it gets paid. But you could put it in the budget, and then I believe we can't increase the budget, so we'd have to reduce another line item to net that out.
But it was approved by the previous board,
Yeah.
which carried over to the opening of the board, the open of the budget again for 2026 by this board. It was in the budget via this board, and all the workshops we had, we approved it, and then you took it out. So it was in there. And it was approved by the old board and this board.
Right. And it was in there, and it surprised me because it was never brought up that we were going to do additional compensation to the public or anything, or to me. And I just thought it was a mistake, and I took it out, wrongfully so. I should have brought it. So we have the option, put it back in and change another line item by whatever. I mean, and I will defer to Leo if there's any legal.
No, if the desire of the board is to put it back in, yes, that is correct. You reduce an existing line item in the proposed budget so that it balances, and the numbers stay the same so as not to increase the budget. That's correct, Alan.
So is there a motion to do that?
Can we discuss what we're talking about exactly? I mean,
Yeah.
What's the amount? What's it for? What was it listed as?
It was an emergency management coordinator stipend, which was $500 a month, and we have one emergency management coordinator and an alternate. So it would have, so in the budget was $12,000, I believe, for that line item, in addition to what's in there.
500 a month is $6,000.
Then there's two people.
Two people.
So what, Jared's who's the alternate again?
Samantha Rispoli.
From Jackson.
So the conversation that was not had, and maybe it was had at this other budget meeting, but it was never presented to me, that this is additional compensation. And because it happens to be our manager, you can put it in the budget, but we can't actually pay it until you can't give the manager extra compensation without putting that in his.
But it wasn't, he's not acting in the capacity as a manager. He's acting in the capacity of emergency management coordinator, and many other townships, municipalities pay for that service, which is why it was discussed by the previous board that the amount of times the traffic lights go out, the amount of times the trees fall on wires, stuff like that, there should be some sort of compensation for that service outside of the capacity of the township. Because if he doesn't do it, we have to have someone do it. And who's going to volunteer that much time
We have
to do that?
Public Works that goes out for trees.
What is it? It's mostly traffic lights, right? And coordination of traffic.
Traffic lights is a big part of it.
So we also have Public Works to do that. That's not necessarily emergency
So
management coordinator.
if you want to take it out, then take it out. Then don't do anything outside of your job duties, because you're dedicating so much time to this township free of charge. All we're asking for is $500 a month for his time.
But he doesn't.
And
go
you're
out
saying
every
that
month.
everyone else can do it, so that's fine. Charge Public Works their overtime. Let Rodney go out and do all the tech services. Let all these professional services that charge $50, $100, $150 an hour, let them do it. $500 a month was nothing.
Jared, how many hours would you estimate you spend on this a month? And then also, how many hours is the alternate spending per month? I mean, are you guys spending equal amount of time? Because the stipend's equal. That I would think that she only fills in when needed. I'm confused why it's the same.
So we will be rewriting our EOP this year in our NARM notification resource manual. So she would be utilized for that, or if I'm away, we would utilize her.
How many hours we talking?
It really depends on the type of call. 2 hours this Saturday night when the traffic light went down at the Acorn. Most recently, I mean, a lot of it is traffic lights or anything that would require expansion of resources.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but there's been some months that you've put in 20, 30 hours. There's other months that you've put in 5 or 10.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it evens out at the end of the year, and at $500 a month, it was, let's just say $50 an hour. Let's just say, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, you call out Public Works, you're paying time and a half. You call out an electrician, you're paying time and a half, because you're paying off hours.
Mhm.
So even at $50 an hour, that gives you 10 hours a month.
The only thing I think, well, I mean, I guess these are separate issues, but before I was a commissioner, I had comments related to the bonuses, and I feel like, I mean, the bonus was substantial. I know that's a separate conversation, and I understand the reasoning for it, but I don't know. I'm a little torn on this whole issue.
What other townships pay their emergency management coordinator? I know Jared does over and above what anybody else does, but what do other townships in our county pay?
A lot of them pay per hour. So Jackson, Coolbaugh, they pay by the hour. Cranberry,
Smithfield don't they pay a stipend?
yeah, Smithfield, Cranberry Town. So the licensing requirements have changed for what FEMA now requires. And there's only a handful of people that are qualified as is by holding that professional FEMA certification for both county and municipal. Again, I'm not looking to rock the boat.
He didn't have any input in it. It was the previous board that did the suggestions.
Yeah, I didn't think he did.
Who appointed the alternate? I don't remember that happening at a meeting, but I remember going on the website at one
We
point,
did
not
it
seeing
at the
anybody.
reorg.
We did the alternate we appointed to the reorg?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm still confused as to what she's doing currently. I mean, I know when you're away,
She's going to help with the rewrite of all our manuals this year, our ESFs, our emergency operations plan, and our notification resource manual.
So in the past, I mean, we haven't done that in a long, long time, right? A manual, I think probably since you became emergency management coordinator, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
same thing with the hazard mitigation. With the hazard mitigation plan, that was done outside of normal operating hours.
But-
The quarterly training that's required, from PEMA, and the functional exercises that are also required as well.
are you always doing these duties outside of your normal hours? I mean, what happens?
Some
if-
are during, some are afterwards.
But he's always on call.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, when you're always on call, there has to be some kind of compensation. I mean, all entities do pay that. If you work for BCRA and you're on call, you get a per diem for being on call. But we don't offer that at all. Which is the only reason that it was suggested.
$500 a month is a small insurance policy.
And I mean, it's
For-
fine if this board decides they don't want to do it, but then what's your plan? What's your plan at 9 o'clock on a Friday night when the traffic light goes out? What's your plan?
Well, we have an emergency management coordinator to handle that.
You have an emergency management coordinator that can step down should they choose to.
Especially since they're not.
And I'm not speaking for him. I don't think that he would do that, but I'm just saying before decisions are made, you need to have a plan B. So the stipend was there. It pushed through last board, this board, you took it out without board approval. Now we're discussing it. Fine. But if you don't want to pay that $500 a month to each of them to be on call 24/7, then what's your plan B?
I don't have a plan B. I don't know why it can't be like it always was. I mean, this is something new, right? We had never done that before. And I would like to research what the other townships are doing. So before we commit to that, I mean, if you want to put a number in the budget, you can put that out there. Doesn't mean it's going to get paid until we decide on compensation, and it would have to be rolled into, since it's the manager, it would be rolled into his other pay.
It shouldn't be though. It's a separate entity.
Yeah.
He can be the manager and not be the emergency management coordinator. It's not the same as him being the manager. So you can't lump it into his payroll. It's separate. It's a contracted position. It's an at will. That if he decides he doesn't want to be emergency management coordinator today, he has that right. It doesn't mean he's no longer our manager. It's separate. You can't roll it into his payroll.
Except there are times where he's doing it during business hours. And sometimes there's not, but it's
There's certain
I know what you're
circumstances,
saying.
yes, but there's a caveat with that because he's doing it during business hours because there's an emergency.
right.
Going back 3 years ago when Taylor, or 2 years ago when Taylor was our manager, Taylor didn't do the emergency management coordination. Jared still did it. So I think it's a privilege for us to have someone who can do both. Because Jared doesn't want to be our manager anymore. He gets fired, whatever it may be. We hire a new manager. They're not going to do that job. It's not their job.
Well, it's a governor appointed job, so
The emergency
any
management.
manager would not do it. It's the governor appoints. I mean, we put the name.
Board
in.
recommends and the governor ultimately appoints, correct?
So let me
Appoints for free.
just ask this. We as a board approved it. Ellen, without our approval, removed it. Can't we just put it back?
And we just said you can. Make a motion, put it
But we
back.
would have to adjust a different line item because it would have changed the advertised totals.
Okay, so
Can I just say again?
can we find the money somewhere and just fix this? Rather than
I would say
taking off on the budget again?
Well, I would say for budget purposes, pass the budget as is, and then this can be brought up again after April if the board so desires.
I don't agree because it was changed without the board's approval.
Mhm.
Regardless of whether it was a mistake or not and a conversation wasn't had, it was agreed upon by the board and then taken out by one member. And if it was anyone else or any other circumstance, we wouldn't be passing the budget. The principal item. At the end of the day, if we don't agree to pay the emergency management stipend, I don't care. But as a principal thing, the budget was changed without the consensus of the board.
No, I get what you're
True that.
saying on that.
True that.
So it's, to me, it would make more sense if this is something that's handled as part of a bonus at the end of the year, especially because it's Jared. I mean, you know, simply tracking when you spend time on this and then the board assessing the time spent throughout the year, and you know, that being part of the conversation with the bonus, that makes more sense to me. And I'm still, I understand she's going to be helping rewrite manuals and everything, but you know, I'm a little.
Well, in the past, that was the board of supervisors or the commissioners would do that. So we're changing the way we do things, which is fine, but we haven't had that discussion of how does that get changed? Right? I mean, it used to be done on a volunteer basis. We'd sit here and we would do that. So I don't know why we're paying her to write our rules when we could write them ourselves.
I don't think she's being paid to write the rules.
Well, that's what you're saying.
She's the backup, so she's on call as well, and she's just assisting with that. Her compensation is not coming because only she's helping with the rewrite. She's also on call 24/7 along with him.
And is she's an emergency management coordinator somewhere else, right?
For Jackson Township and also County OEM.
So she's getting paid in Jackson Township. You just said,
Yes.
so she's getting paid for two entities to do the same job.
It's two separate entities.
But she can't.
So
do
because
both at the same
she's
time.
getting paid from somewhere else doesn't mean that she can't get paid from us because she's doing a whole different service for us. We're a different township.
Yeah, I don't
Hey, Leo.
know.
So this was taken out of the budget. The budget right now does not have this.
12,000 in it.
So the board didn't have to agree to take that out.
No, they did, and I wrongfully asked Jared to take it out.
But I'm saying, you know, now that we know that, I mean, the budget still stands as is with the 12,000 not in it, even though we know that it shouldn't have been done that way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, I do. I do understand, Matt. It's a decision of the board to pass the budget as advertised without the $12,000 or to correct that. And,
Would we have to
President-
re-advertise?
no, not if you adjust a line item. You take, Pat's gonna slap me. You take 12,000 out of his capital budget for tonight's purposes.
Rob Peter to pay Paul.
Put that back in on that. That would correct the situation. And quite frankly, I'll take a little bit of blame for that also, some blame for that. It was a conversation that we had trying to get the budget advertised. Jared, Ellen and I had a conversation, and we were at crunch time to get the budget advertised. We made a decision, recognized after the decision was made, that it really should have come before the board. So,
Where
You know,
did the
if-
bonuses come from? I mean, what's
well, that I have not been, other than this incident, I was not
Right.
involved in other than this incident, I've never been involved in a budget. So,
But I'm saying if we leave it as is without the 12,000 in there, and we decide to give $12,000 worth of bonuses to Jared and Samantha at the end of it, I mean, where does that come from? Does that have to be in there? Where did the bonuses come from in terms of?
Well, that wouldn't be a bonus. That would be pay that he earned.
And that would come out of payroll.
I'm just saying if there's a month where
And
nothing
then at the end,
happens,
you know,
well, what are we giving $1,000?
we could.
You're paying car
ratify it,
insurance. You
yeah.
don't have an accident. They don't give you money back.
It's not insurance.
Yes, it
though.
is. If you,
This is
that's
a-
insurance.
This is a, you know, it would make more sense if it was an hourly rate that we had agreed, but I mean, we are where we are, I guess.
So I mean, if you'd rather go to an hourly rate, that's fine. I think that the township's gonna lose on that. Once you actually average out the entire year.
That's why I wonder, why not just do it as a bonus at the end of the year? Figure out, have them track their hours, and then the board can decide at the end of the year. I understand why you're,
The whole thing is someone's doing a job for free.
Mhm.
So would you want to be doing a job for free at 9 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock on a Saturday? Like,
Well, they took the job knowing it was for free. Right.
I thought the job was free. I thought I had asked at one point, and maybe the answer I got
there's
was
no
incorrect.
compensation from our township to emergency management coordinator. There's compensation from other townships and municipalities for their emergency management coordinators.
3 out of 21.
Did you research that? Because he just said
No.
off the top of his head.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So again, we can make a motion and put that 12,000 back in.
And then we have to steal from somewhere else.
Yeah, just take it. It doesn't really matter because you can put it back in after April. So take it out of parks. We're not going to be doing anything in parks for the first 3 months, I don't believe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul either, so we could reevaluate where we are on certain line items so that we don't have to skimp on something else because we already made a lot of the budget items tighter to begin with.
I thought we put more money in.
Whether it's parks or capital, what does or doesn't come to fruition, but
So you want a specific line, you would rather have a specific line item it comes out of? Is that what you're saying?
I would rather pass the budget so we can move forward on some capital items.
Me too.
I'm sorry. I'm not understanding what you said.
So I would rather pass the budget now, so we can get some capital items.
Was anything else removed without discussion of the board?
No.
Charles, what do you think on this? I feel like I know what everyone else thinks.
I mean, I don't really think we need this in here. $12,000 or $12,000 line item, $6,000 each seems like a bit much to me. I mean, we as commissioners only make $5,000 a year, and we're putting in a lot of hours ourselves. I'd be open to talking about a lower number for emergency management coordinator, but as far as just getting the budget passed, I think we ought to just get it passed now.
Passed as is.
Yeah, as is.
And
I agree with the principle that Natasha's word. I mean, I understand, like, we did pass the budget, but we all voted on it, even though I admittedly thought that this was not a paid position. I'm still torn on it.
It's not like it was hidden though.
No, I agree.
We
It's
went
my
line
own
by
fault.
line and we even hit
Yeah.
the emergency management because Ellen asked what the emergency management supplies was. Literally the next line was the emergency management stipend.
Mhm.
So it's not like it was hidden in some random spot in the budget. It was right there.
No, I don't dispute that.
so I'm going to make a motion that we remove $10,000
Before
from.
we do that, we have to close, is the hearing closed?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Never mind. We'll save this for later. Okay. And then the other thing the budget was advertised with a 10% decrease and an increase in the fire tax
By 0.30 mil.
by 0.301 for a total of 0.601.
601. Yes.
So we have to vote on that once we get out of the hearing. So I just want to, is there any discussion on that or any other line item?
I just want to say for the anybody listening, that increase in the fire tax would amount to about a $73 increase for the median single family home value in Pocono Township, which is $243,800 according to the U.S. Census.
just for anybody who's interested at home and what that number is.
And it goes directly to the fire department. And they need the money to keep operating.
They sure do.
So doesn't matter how much it is. I understand what you're saying, but the fire department needs the money.
I'm not saying the fire department doesn't need the money. I'm just making sure that the taxpayers are aware of what the number is.
And I was able to work with Mona over at Tax Claim and Bob Bress over at the county, and they were able to pull the bills. So we're going to have to reprint, but it's only a $1,600 total versus the 6,000. So we're set. We don't have to push back the penalty date or any of that stuff. So we're good.
Yeah, what had happened is the bills got printed with the old rate, not the increase in fire tax rate. So they have to be reprinted, and we pay the county for that. So $1,600, and it couldn't necessarily be helped. So, any other discussion on the budget line items? Any public comment? Anybody online? I'll make a motion to close the hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? I'm going to make a motion that we adjust the budget to add $12,000 to emergency management stipend, pending further discussion, and to decrease park wages by the same 12,000, knowing that that park wage can be altered in April, and I don't think we have a problem until April. Is there a second?
That work? I'll second that.
Discussion? Public comment? Anybody online? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Then I'll make a motion that we set our tax rate at 3.0861 for real estate, and for the fire, 0.601. Is there a second?
Are we doing these as one motion? Both tax rates?
I can amend it if you want.
I'll second it.
Discussion? Public comment?
Well, as far as the discussion, I just want to say I still oppose reducing the tax rate. I still think it's extraordinarily irresponsible for this board to do that. I think it's going to cause significant financial turmoil down the road. And I think it's very unfortunate that we made that decision.
Any other discussion? Anybody online? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
And I believe that nobody has anything else. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go
We
back
just
to
have
the
one
agenda.
more thing.
Yeah.
That was from the altered advertisement that Leo had mentioned for any other business that comes forth. We just have one quick motion.
Madam President, point of order. Did we actually pass the ordinance budget? I know you passed the tax rates. I know you amended the
You're
budget.
right. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I know you amended the budget to include or to switch around $12,000, but I don't recall a motion made to approve the budget.
You're right. I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-01, adopting Pocono Township 2026 amended budget. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion?
I can't vote to pass this budget with a $2 million hole in it.
Any public comment? Anyone online? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Then I'd like to make a motion to advertise our spring cleanup and fall cleanup spring for April 24th and 25th, and the fall for September 25th and 26th, and to go out for bid. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Public comment? Anybody online? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is there any other business to come before the board? Does anybody have anything? I'll make a motion to adjourn. Oops, sorry.
Excuse me, Madam President, point of order. Did we announce that we met in executive session prior to this meeting to discuss personnel issues? We should do that.
Yes, we should. I should. We met in executive session earlier to discuss personnel litigation. I'll make a motion to close the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.